is going on, YouTube? It is fucking hot as balls right now. Like, it's 108, 109. I'm just practicing for the lovely Palm Springs weather we're gonna have at SEMM, which at the time of this video being posted, I will be fucking a few hours into riding my happy ass all the way down to Palm Springs. But I figured it was story time. And this story I'm going to tell you is one of my favorites. It's back when times was simpler and I was just a retarded fucking 17 or 18-year-old kid with nothing better to do. This was back when I lived in Roseville, and it was a Friday night, hanging out with a bunch of my friends, and they wanted to smoke some pot. And we couldn't do it at the house we were at, so the idea was to just get in my buddy's car and go drive around. At the time I had stopped smoking because I was trying to get a job, and well, it's hard to get a job when you do drugs, because a lot of places drug test you. Fun fact, Starbucks doesn't drug test you. Ask me how I know. Anyway, so because I hadn't been smoking, I volunteered to drive, so all of them could get high in peace. And I got the window rolled down, and we're just kind of cruising through a random neighborhood. So as I'm driving down this residential street, the girl in the passenger seat looks back all scared, and she's like, "I think there's a cop behind us." And I was just like, you're just high, you're paranoid, calm the hell down. And we keep driving a little bit. Sure enough, it's a cop. He throws on his lights. And at this point, we're on Kirby, right outside of Oakmont. And I start to pull over. The cop gets on the loudspeaker and says, "Pull into the bus stop," which the bus stop is kind of a shady looking area. I mean, as shady as it can get for fucking Roseville. So I pulled down in there, and cop comes up, starts talking to me, like, "What are you guys doing?" And I mean, the fucking car reeked of pot. I think there was still, in the panic of the cops rolling up, somebody had thrown a fucking lit blunt on the ground. And so it still smelled, it just, yeah. There's no hiding the fact that people were smoking. And so I just straight up tell the cop, like, yeah, my friends wanted to smoke, and there was no real place to do it. And since I'm not smoking, I offered to drive around, so at least, you know, it would be safer that way. And the cop pulls me out of the car, goes to start asking me questions and shit. And I'm the kind of person that always has a knife on him. And so I had my knife in my front pocket, and he's asking me a bunch of questions, trying to see if I'm actually high or not. And right in the middle of asking all those questions, he puts his hand on his gun, unclips it, and says, "Put your hands up." And so I'm sitting there, my 17-year-old self, freaking the fuck out, like, oh shit, what did I do? And then he slowly creeps towards me and pulls my knife out of my pocket. Well, once he is satisfied that I am not impaired, he lets me go sit back in the car. And his partner comes up. He starts talking to all of the people in the car, and there are 4 other people in the car. They're all baked out of their minds, and they're trying to find who has the pot, and nobody fesses up to it. So he makes everybody empty out their bags, And the person who has the pot is the first to do it. He finds the little baggie that's left, and I mean, we're talking like barely anything in this little baggie. And so the cop's like, all right, what are you gonna do with it? And so he looks to the cop and tries to hand it to the cop, and the cop's like, I don't want it. And he starts trying to put it back in his backpack, and the cop's like, no, no, no. And so he looks to one of my friends in the back seat and just says, what do I do? And the cops fucking start laughing their asses off, because this kid's completely oblivious, has no idea what to do. And finally my friend's like, dude, just stomp it out on the ground. So he stomps it out, and one of my other friends is now going through his backpack. Well, he's got his pipes in there and all that. And so what he tried to do to keep his pipe from getting smashed, because that's a thing that cops will commonly do when you got drug paraphernalia on you, what he ended up doing is, as he's pulling out all these random boxes he has, he pulls out an empty box, opens it up, shows it to the cop, and says, empty box, sets it down on the seat behind him, or next to him, and then he grabs the box with his pipe in it. He doesn't open it, he doesn't say anything except box, sets it down, and the cop doesn't say anything. The cop doesn't ask what's in the box, doesn't want to look at it, nothing. And so my buddy's pipe got saved, and he still has that pipe to this day. Which, yeah, it's just fucking amusing as hell. And so after they search through everything and they're satisfied that they've done their job of getting rid of whatever pot was left, they basically say, all right, we're gonna let you off with a warning. Well, where do you all live? And so I live in Roseville. My buddy, whose car I was driving, lives in Rancho Cordova. The girl that was with us lived in the middle of nowhere in Antelope. And my other friend lived in Orangeville. And so the cop's like, what the fuck are you guys all doing over here? We didn't have a real good reason, honestly. It was just where we were. And so he's like, all right, well, you drive everybody home, and I don't want to see you guys out here again tonight. If I do, you're all going to jail. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I always find that story hilarious. What's funny is, even though it is technically a federal crime to possess marijuana, in California, the cops really don't care. Unless it's like, oh yeah, I'm just fucking walking around with a pound of weed. But personal use, they don't give a fuck. Anyway, that's my quick, silly story from when I was a stupid teenager. If any of you guys watching are gonna be at SCMM, I will see you there. Come up, say hi. If you're gonna be there on your bike, I'm gonna be in LA area at least until Monday night, Tuesday morning. So if you want to go ride, fucking hit me up. I want to try and go see the fucking Mansion Hill Cunt. Maybe go to Mulholland, although I hear that it's mostly a bunch of fucking douchebags. But yeah, it'll just be a bunch of exploring, so everybody is welcome to join. Hit me up, say hello, and as always, if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.
What the fuck, Richard?